McNutt here. If you've ever been to another planet, I'm sure you noticed right away how different it looks. If you haven't been to another planet, check out this tourist brochure of our local planets in case you're more into a staycation type of getaway. You'll quickly notice how weird Earth is. What the heck is going on with this bizarro planet? Well, it all comes down to the blue marble's strange chemistry. Have you ever been to a neighborhood that had one great house but the rest were condemned? Probably not, but imagine whatever your dream house is, but it's for the rest of your life. If you venture outside of your own property line, you die. That's what it's like for those of us who live on Earth. Our entire existence, everyone who came before us and everyone who came after, will never leave this solar system. In fact, only a handful have ever briefly left the planet. Get this, if you forget those brave souls who traveled to the moon and back, the average distance that humans have traveled from Earth is approximately the same distance as Los Angeles to Las Vegas. Now that's super impressive for Earth apes, but it's not quite interstellar. This solar system is our neighborhood, and Earth is the one house that we can survive in. Think about how weird that is, but it is far stranger than that. We have searched for life on planets within our own solar system and are now capable of finding evidence of possible life or biosignatures such as oxygen, ozone, methane, etc., on planets in and even out of our own solar system, over 100 light years away. That distance is unfathomable, so let's bring it in a bit. The nearest planet to us that might have life outside of our solar system is Proxima Centauri B, and that is only 4.2 light years away. Statistically speaking, seriously smart people are confident that there might be, or rather potentially, possibly, not for certain, it's super hard to know for sure, but maybe there's a chance, but surely there must be life out there somewhere, probably. Exciting, right? In our solar system, missions are exploring places like Mars for signs of past microbial life, and on moons like Europa, moon of Jupiter, and Enceladus, a moon of Saturn. On exoplanets, that's a planet that orbits a star outside of our own solar system. Advanced telescopes like the James Webb Space Telescope, which can search for potential life by analyzing atmospheric gases to detect molecules produced by living organisms. I'm almost to the point of this absurdity, but the end is worth it, so please stay with me. If you wanted to book a trip to the nearest planet that might have life, Proxima Centauri B, we have just the vehicle for you. It's called the Parker Solar Probe, and it travels at a mind-bending 430,000 miles per hour. That's right. If we booked a ticket on the Parker Solar Probe Express and it had seats, oxygen, a coffee bar, and a vending machine, we could easily get to Proxima Centauri B in just 6,600 years. Amazing. Okay, close your eyes and picture this. Imagine you've traveled for 2,000 years, but suddenly things don't look so familiar. You get a little nervous, you stop, you look around, you even look back to Earth, which you can't possibly see. You've been going for 430,000 miles per hour for 2,000 years, but just imagine for a moment that you can see the roughly 5,900 exoplanets that we have cast a scientific glance toward. 5,900 planets, and to cover our bases, a little more than 400 moons, and all of which are in our own solar system. Remember, the closest planet to you that might currently have life is still over 4,000 years away right now if you continue traveling at 430,000 miles per hour. All right, you can see all of the known planets, and you have at your disposal all current scientific knowledge. Look around. The view is stunning. It's overwhelming, and so far beyond anything that you've imagined. Disney, Pixar, Spielberg, Picasso, Van Gogh, Da Vinci, Einstein. None of them could have imagined what you are currently looking at. It is awe-inspiring. But, and this is the entire point, there's no life. It's beautiful, it's fascinating, but there is no confirmed life anywhere. You are seeing something, have access to something no human has ever had. And the conclusion can only be that there is no life anywhere. You are alone. In fact, out here, the idea of something like a ladybug, a fruit fly, a flower is almost silly. There's only lifeless matter, gas, light, base elements. Most of the planets are just gas giants like our own Jupiter and Saturn. There's chemistry everywhere, but not those good combos you really need for a glorious, spectacular creature or even a tomato. Wait a minute, hold on. Of the thousands of combined planets and moons we're looking at, what's that? Right there, behind that unimpressive sun and that unimpressive solar system with 8 planets. Whoa, look at that. Dear God, it is crawling with life. Some of the creatures are flying through the air. They have an atmosphere. Some creatures swim in oceans, lakes, rivers. Some of those creatures are building structures.
Cool construction!
Oh, sorry. It's just Earth. Yes, we are special. I'm aware many scientists will tell you that statistically, life could be common when factoring in the number of galaxies that are out there. Some current estimates state that there could be over 1 trillion galaxies. Okay, fine, sure. I can understand why there must be life out there. I get it. But as far as we can see and know, there is nothing yet. So yes, Earth is as rare as anything in the universe. Far more rare and far more valuable than gold, uranium, lithium, petroleum. You see where I'm going with this? And it's all due to our good chemistry. But here's the point that we have to understand. Chemistry is in constant flux, changing, adding to, subtracting from, evolving, blowing up, collapsing. Just to prove that chemistry is always changing, consider this. Imagine a large swimming pool, but make it really big. In fact, let's say it's this one, the biggest man-made pool on the planet, and replace all of the water with the most refreshing and safest, most delicious, cool, fresh water to ever exist. Would you drink it? Of course you would. Why wouldn't you? Let's say I'm feeling a bit naughty and I drip 1 drop of an industrial toxin into the pool. Would you still drink it? I bet you would. It's a big pool, very low risk, and you can show off for your IG and TikTok crowds. Now, what if I placed a pipe with a constant drip, 1 industrial sludge drop per second for a week? Would you drink that? If I added multiple dripping pipes, how would you feel? What if I did the same thing to the oceans, you know, where a lot of our food comes from? Maybe I find this hilarious, or maybe I'm getting rid of a pain in the ass byproduct from my manufacturing process so I can save a lot of cheddar. What if I did something similar to the atmosphere? Not just around the pool, but all over the world. What if I did the same thing to the soil, where billions and billions of critical, life-sustaining bacteria and about 1 trillion billion gigabazillion microbial thingies create that thin layer of topsoil we all rely on more than iPhones and e-bikes? If I did all of those things, just an unimaginable, horrific thing to do that would undoubtedly, eventually, end life on Earth, how would you feel? You'd probably say, McNutt, slow down, dude. That's a dick move. Or would you just shrug and say, what am I supposed to do about it? The chemistry found on that planet is so insanely rare, so taken for granted, so disrespected. Most of us are never even made aware of how fragile our own chemistry is. Listen, we have the best chemistry in the universe, and we act like it will always be this way. It won't. Oddly enough, the best thing that we can do as humans is stop affecting it and allow the planet to create its own balance. But as strange and unique as our chemistry is, humans are far more strange. It's almost like we humans are Galactus, sent here to destroy the planet. We don't even get to be Thanos in this analogy because in his own strange way, he was far more compassionate than those human animals on Earth, and it's not even close. Think about this. Everything on Earth plays at least a small role in the balance of life and resources on our planet. Take away all microbial life and just about all living things perish right away. Take away bees, which we are doing, and humans will die off. Take away humans and every other animal and system on Earth thrives and has an ever increasingly pleasant experience. Humans provide nothing. In the grand scheme of things, it's kind of worse than nothing. Think about this. Humans take, and when we die, we seldom even give our bodies back because we pack ourselves with poison and then lock away our dead tissue in a box and bury that in a fancy ornate landfill. We are so weird. Some people may respond with, well, what are we supposed to do? Live like Native Americans? Well, that's a solid option. I mean, they were in the Americas for at least up to like 20,000 years, and it was a paradise, literally. When Europeans arrived to clear cut, kill off, or decimate every population of every creature on the 2 continents in only a few hundred years, yeah, it was paradise at that time. So yes, if we're talking about improvement, the indigenous way of life has massive advantages for today, minus the conveniences that are causing today's problems, of course. All I'm suggesting is that most of our issues are self-inflicted because we have all fallen prey to the biggest lie in the history of the universe. The idea that consumerism has value to society. It doesn't. It demands destruction and yields eternal pollution, poisoning the air, the land, the water, and changing the fragile chemistry that allows life to thrive in the only place we know that it even exists. Yeah, I get it. I'm not offering much of a solution, but I really believe that the first step on our journey of solving the mountain of issues that we have no choice but to climb is awareness and discussion and genuine restorative efforts. I'll land this rambling plane with some good news. No product, nothing made by Apple, Google, Exxon, etc., can save us or even help. Products require mining, shipping, and eventually get tossed into landfills. Every next big thing is a new environmental disaster. No monthly subscription has ever taken us a step closer. No club we join can push us forward. Now, many of those things aren't inherently bad, and I'm not implying that they are, but are they solving a problem? In fact, it's easier than that, and almost impossible for the modern human, but ultimately easy. We just have to stop doing the bad things. Some things will be harder, okay. Some things will be slower, fine. Almost every answer can be found by looking back, not forward, which means we already have the answers. We just need the will. Almost all of today's dangers, issues, disasters are from a previous idea that solved some other problem. We need to stop looking for new answers that require new things. Humans can actually restore more by simply doing less and exploring new ways to do less, talking to people, actively solving problems without creating a basket of new issues is exactly what I want this channel to be about. I'd love to hear your thoughts about what humans can do on a larger scale than we currently are below. I'll read every comment and I'll answer as many as I can. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay hopeful. McNutt out.